One. All right, so welcome everybody. It is Baseball Wednesday today on February 28th of the today's episode of the BGSM Show. I have, as always, with me Knock Please Revive, who is also on Twitch. So if you're streaming on my Twitch page, if you look, I moved it. It's over here now, this way. You should be able to see the drop down that has the rest of the BGSM Show family links listed there. Knock Please Revive is with us, so he will be coming along this journey, and we'll be doing some bad Fortnite gaming for you guys. Today, being Baseball Wednesday, obviously we're going to talk about quite a few things. I'm sure some discussion will translate over to, spring training getting rolling. Obviously, a couple of guys are starting to hit the bump, and there's some games that are being played, so we're starting to get some action and some reports coming in. But the big topic for today's episode will be our 2024 MLB award winners. So we're going to follow kind of some basic 4 different awards that the baseball writers typically give out at the end of the year. So we're going to do Manager of the Year, our picks for Rookie of the Year, our picks for the Cy Young, and our picks for the League MVP for both the American and the National Leagues. Now, Joe, I will tell you before we get into that discussion, just to help you and everyone else out on this, I also did do a little bit of looking into this and went and pulled the top 2 current betting favorites for each of those awards, so all 8 award winners. So I'll be able to list those off when we get into that discussion. I know there's a couple of guys that are of those top 2, or maybe the top 3 that I have in some of my picks. I'm sure you'll have some of the same names that'll come up there, but before we get into some really bad Fortnite gaming and talking about these picks, how you doing, Joe? What's going on? What's new for you, buddy?
Happy Wednesday.
Hey, there it is.
Couldn't do this game without a little dance.
The best part is my viewers aren't looking at the screen from the lobby right now, so they just hear you doing this emote in the background. There you go. So,
doing great. I'm excited to talk baseball, the leaders, the guys that are going to make the major impact, or at least we also have to factor in when we talk about this, who the writers thought were the players that deserve these awards.
Hey, Freddie, welcome in, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by and sending some chat love there in the chat on Twitch. Appreciate that. All right, so Joe, the question that will always come up is, and it's the same one that we have in the discussion about the Hall of Fame, before we get going, is there a better way to do the voting for these awards than it just being the writers? And if so, what do you think that is?
For awards like MVP and stuff like that, I think it should be voted by the players that are currently playing.
Okay.
I mean, who knows better who's the most valuable player of the league than the players of the league?
That's a good point, and that's kind of why I was wanting to ask you for that opinion. Me personally, I think it should be kind of a split. I don't know that the players should have the entire
I agree with that.
Say, but I think the writers should not have the entire say also. Now,
I could agree with that.
I don't know if it's a 50-50 split or how you do that exactly, but I absolutely think there should be something that would split that up and change it a little bit. Because, and you're right, there's a lot of, we talked about this yesterday, right? There's a lot of really good writers out there that that bring a lot of knowledge, and they watch a lot of baseball, they talk to a lot of people in baseball, and there's the big names, obviously, right? Like a Buster Olney or something that's always going to come up. I have no problem with guys like that having say in these awards, but also at the same time, and it's the same answer that I gave yesterday at one point, you talk to these guys that played the game, who was the most valuable player? Was it player A or was it player B? And a lot of times the guy that wins the award at the end of the season is not who the players are saying was the most valuable as well.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that, and I see that point too, because everybody on the Yankees is going to vote for Aaron Judge. Everybody on the Braves are going to vote for Ronald Acuna.
Right.
So I get it, and I agree with that, but I just can't. I can't fathom though, like Spencer Strider last year not being a Cy Young Award winner. Like, how does that happen?
Who won the NL Cy Young last year?
I can't remember, but Spencer Strider didn't. I know that much.
I'll be honest with you. I don't pay attention to most of these. Like,
I'm blanking on who won over him.
2023 NL Cy Young. Blake Snell.
Blake Snell, yeah.
Yep. The current free agent.
Season. Yeah.
All right.
Strider's was just unbelievable.
It was. He had an amazing season, which we've talked about in depth on this show already. So, no, I agree with you completely. It's very confusing how some of these guys can do these awards. So, all right, dude. Well, let's get this flipped over. Let's play some Fortnite. I'm ready to get smoked in here, and I know my viewers are already excited because when we make this change over, Joe has a little surprise for everybody here with what may actually be the best skin ever put in the game of Fortnite. So I'm going to flip this over, and then we'll ready up and get ready to go play a game. And if you're watching, it's right there. Is that not fantastic? I mean, that is just wonderful. All right, so Joseph, I'm going to start with a potentially semi-easy one for you here. All right, we're going to start with Manager of the Year. Now, what I'll tell you is, according to the research that I saw, and this was updated as of today, as of right now, there have only been 2 of the sports books, I think it was FanDuel and Caesars, that have issued their Manager of the Year picks. But those 2, the betting favorites right now in the American League, is actually a tie with Aaron Boone from New York. Excuse me, I'm scratching my nose. So Aaron Boone from New York is tied with A.J. Hinch from your Detroit Tigers as the betting favorites. And then in the National League, they have Craig Counsell as the betting favorite and David Bell as the number 2 favorite. So,
wow,
those are the 2 that Vegas, as of now, has picked. So, I think
David Bell wins it. Will he send a utility player to receive the award?
That's a really good question. So, but with that being said, now, I know you and I have both said this before. You know I have an undying love for A.J. Hinch, being an Astros fan. I know you are a Tigers fan, so you love your manager now. So to make things a little more interesting, let's start in the National League. Who do you think is going to be the Manager of the Year, and why?
So, I really feel dumb about this pick because it's a betting favorite, and I wouldn't have guessed that. But I thought I have Craig Counsell of the Cubs. I think that the way that team was right there last year, and if they get in the playoffs, I just see the voters looking at Counsell as somebody that would be a Manager of the Year after what he did in Milwaukee last year. So I guess I'm a betting favorite type of guy, though. If you know the history of some of these awards, it's usually the guys that are plus 1,500, plus 2,100 that win these awards, not the guys that are plus 200 or 220 or 320.
Yeah. Well, and so, I think you're touching on something that's important there is it really is going to come down to which manager makes the push that wasn't expected to make the push, right? Like, you can have a guy like, Dave Roberts in LA with that team. They theoretically should be the best team in baseball, right? So
Yes,
he's
not
going to
even
get
close.
votes and stuff, obviously, but is it going to be him, or is it a guy like you said, like a Craig Counsell, that is in the coming new team and all the good stuff that comes along with it? Is that your winner or what, right? So
Are you the Bruce Bochy of this year? You came to a new team or got back in the game and you make a push when you weren't supposed to. How about you?
well, let me see here. I got a couple
You got fend off some people first?
people that are trying to get in here into my building. There he is. There's still someone outside. He's coming in too.
And we got people flying in too.
That's all right.
Where's this bro that flew in? There he is.
We'll take that one easy. We got someone else here.
Hey, bot.
All right, so now that we cleared that all up, to answer your question, for me, I actually think David Bell is going to win it. Because, and I know it's going to piss off all of our Cincinnati Red fans that are in the chat or whatever, but, I still think Cincinnati has a breakout year this year. I don't know that they're going to necessarily win the World Series or anything. I'm not saying that, but I think Cincinnati clears the NL Central, as we talked about earlier. So I'm going with Bell. I think Dave Roberts is going to be the number 2 pick. Again, just because they're going to do what they're supposed to do in LA, and they're going to be a good team. So that's who I've got as my 1-2 in that award for the season.
I think that's pretty darn accurate there. I do think there's some guys that could be sleepers. If somehow the Pirates go crazy, Shelton from the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
One team we've talked about often that might surprise some people by subtracting this year. Mike Schlitt with the San Diego Padres. If they somehow get in the playoffs or get a wild card spot, those are sleeper guys. Those are the guys you're going to the casino or the sports book and you're like, hey, could I put $5 on this?
The thing is it's so damn early you can never.
Yeah.
There's no wrong pick. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it was real hard, and I'm not going to give you my NL pick for Rookie of the Year, but it was real hard not to put somebody like Paul Skeens as my NL Rookie of the Year because I'm sold on him.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yes.
He's very much on my list, but I am sold on him. I think he is going to come into the bigs this year, and he's going to make an impact. But I was a big fan of what he did at LSU. So, like, if he's able to do that, and the Pirates are able to make some noise.
That moment when you fall short on the zip line.
I didn't fall short. I had the bounty that ran into me.
Oh, I did. I fell short.
Oh.
I had a flowberry, so I thought I could jump early, but nope.
And I fell all the way down the hill because I wanted that guy's blue striker that he had. So I'm down by the lake now.
Oh, so we're kind of by each other. Not really. Finally, a real AR.
All right. Is there anyone else that you want to talk about in the National League for potential Manager of the Year, though?
Nah, not really. If somebody comes out of the NL East and gives the Braves a run, I don't see that happening, but if they did. We got footsteps, zip line. Oh, you're not here. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm down here missing sniper shots.
It's alright. Oh, Sim.
Man, I should have warmed up before we started playing, because I am just missing everything. This is not pretty.
Don't worry, Mike. Me and my blue pump are going cray.
You carried a blue pump, but you didn't pick up the purple one that I marked back here at the landing?
I meant to go grab it, and then I forgot.
That's all right. I'm heading your way now. All right. Well, then let's go into the American League. Sorry, who do you have as your American League manager of the year?
So apparently, I suck at this game, and I picked the favorite again.
Oh, really?
Aaron Boone is who I had.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like the New York atmosphere, if they get back to where they are, people are going to over-romanticize that, and Aaron Boone will be the benefactor of that, even though he's almost been fired back-to-back seasons.
So, Zimmer's 51 is in the chat, and his response was, classic, knock, please revive. So I don't know if he's referring to you, not, excuse me, not picking up that pump that I had marked for you, or
Probably.
talking about you picking favorites in the betting pool.
Listen, apparently I could have picked my manager. I didn't even realize that was going to be a possibility.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because my pick is your manager. I went with A.J. Hinch. I think the Tigers are going to be able to make a little bit of noise in the American League Central, which is a weak division. So I think they'll be able to get something out of that. I think number 2, I actually have Brandon Hyde from Baltimore.
Okay.
I think Baltimore, like I said, I'm expecting them to take a little bit of a regression, and not necessarily like they're going to fall back. I don't remember. But I do think that it's going to be he's going to be like the number 2 guy. I think, it lines up with what I said I think the AL East is going to look like, though. I think Boone will be in the discussion for sure, but I don't think the Yankees take the division. So that's why I went with Hyde over Boone.
And I think the Yankees do take the division. But also, when you're doing this stuff, you don't want to be too homer. I would have not ever considered AJ, not because he's not deserving of it, but probably because of that factor. And I have a Tiger on
I got 2
list
people in hazy here
today for the first time.
There he is.
Oh.
One's knocked.
The other.
He was in that building, yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Nicely done, Joseph. Ooh, let me go see if that guy had sniper ammo. Nope. Yeah, so I think I know who your pick is going to be, the other Tiger you have on this list, because I bet you it's one that I'm going to bring up at some point here, too.
For AJ Hinch, man, when you've got a team that is up and coming, you know this better than anybody. There's no better manager to have a team that has up and coming talent that's not quite expected to make noise, but could make some big noise.
Yep.
If you need a manager to get that team over the top, AJ's the guy to do it, and that's why I have a lot of hopes for my team this year and making a playoff run potentially. And it's all because of leadership, and it's all because he knows how to take talent and turn it into productive talent, but also he's so good at turning depth into talent.
Yep.
And making players play everywhere else.
There's a purple pump in the vault if you want one, by the way.
I just got a blue frenzy, so I'm good.
No, well, that's exactly the reason that I said AJ is on my list. Did you grab my... No, I got him.
Was that your frenzy?
No, I got my frenzy. I was looking for my med kits. All right. But no,
so, you know who's... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you touched it right on it perfectly. That's why I think it is AJ, just because of I've seen what he did here in Houston. So,
you know who's not the manager of the year?
Who's that?
Epic Games for taking away my turtle blades.
Oh, I know. That annoys me so badly.
Yet they're keeping all the turtle like banners and stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, we got to get going. Storm's going to move this way. Yeah, it's so weak because we finally had movement that was good for this season. And I say that as I just completely got out of Hazy Hillside in like 2 seconds with my grapple blade. But yeah, it just like, man, you guys had such a good thing going.
Let us enjoy it for the last few days or weeks or whatever's left of the season.
Oh yeah, because it's only, I think, 12 days now. All right, I got shooting over this way. They're over this hill. And one of them's a medallion. They just picked up a medallion. They're definitely real players. They just picked up two medallions.
Slow.
Alright, I held back and I'm waiting on you.
I got a tracksuit on, Mike. I should be fast.
It's not like you're going to stick out or anything. Alright, where are these guys?
Oh, right, footsteps.
One's knocked. Two's knocked. Give me a crown.
Ooh. Can I take the Hyper SMG?
Yep. Take what you want unless they got Valeria's, unless they got the striker.
Do we want to take medallions?
I
The
grabbed
striker's
one.
right here, Mike.
That worked out.
Yeah. You don't need sniper ammo, do you?
Nope.
Because there's some down there. Do I take...
I marked a purple
AR.
frenzy for you, by the way, too.
I picked up the Peter Griffins.
Holy crap, those guys had all the medallions.
And they had 1, 2, 3 of the weapons. No, they must have had 4.
I've got 4 of the medallions on me right now.
Do you have any mythics on you?
I've got 2. I've got Oscar's Frenzy
Okay.
and the Striker.
Gotcha.
Although, whoever set this up, this guy that we just killed, his sniper is a terrible setup. He didn't put a drum on it.
Huh?
Yeah, like, why would you not put a drum on the sniper?
Is it not 4X either?
Nope. That's why I'm in the, going to the vault.
Who the heck doesn't set up a... Even I would put a... Not do something crazy like that. Any health down there?
No, but I've got a med
Or
kit
shield.
for you. And then come here. Come down to the vault.
I need shields.
Yep.
I'm coming. Oh,
Actually, no. Go back up here. Get in zone.
Yep.
Get in zone. So right here is in zone. Here. Pick all those up. That'll give you full shield. Alright. And then we got to move towards that mark. Oh, they're shooting this way.
I'm getting close to that shit. Oh. Real player.
There were real players, but I got them for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Anything for you, Joe.
Haha.
Alright, let's get in zone. Try to get a dub here on our first game out. And the worst part is I'm ready to ask you about your Rookie of the Year picks, but the way this game's going, I don't want to bring it up just yet. Alright, we're in zone. We need to get up into the mountains somewhere.
Yep, I agree.
Missed.
Just be careful.
Yep. Alright,
There's probably somebody already sitting up here. I just heard a crown. Do you have a crown on?
I do.
Yeah, you do. We might be lucky.
Alright, where are you guys? Alright, I'm moving down to get in zone. Don't you have all 5 medallions?
I have 4.
Did you not pick one up?
There was only 4. Remember?
Oh, I had 4
We don't have-
of them. Whose don't we have?
Yeah.
Oh, Grand Glacier's not in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Destroying them.
It's a bot.
Where you at, bot friend?
One more. Oh, right there. Yep, bots.
We did it.
Take
And we
that
did
one
it.
to start it. Take that to start for sure.
I shouldn't have done that one.
What was that? Holy
Playing the
God! I ended up with 15 kills that game. We had a 20 bomb as a duo. Alright, so by the way, I need one more crown win to get to 69. Just FYI.
Oh snap!
And we need to get some GGs in the chat there, because that was well done.
So you're telling me to play the best I can?
Well, at some point. Alright, so let me look at here. So we'll go to Rookie of the Year, and this one's kind of really a toss-up. Alright, so Rookie of the Year, betting favorites in the American League are Evan Carter, the left fielder from Texas, and Colt Keith from Detroit. And is he going to play second or third, or is he going to play both?
Mostly second.
Okay.
He might have a day or 2 or 3 at third base, but they're shipped him to second base.
Okay. Well, then, in the National League, the betting favorite is Yamamoto, the pitcher for the Dodgers, and Jackson, I can't say his last name, Churaro, the outfielder from Milwaukee.
Churaro.
That's good enough. I mean, hell, I'll butcher it a couple more times. So those are your 1-2 as your betting favorites according to Vegas right now. So because I know you're going to probably discuss Mr. Keith here at some point. Let's start in the National League. Who do you have as your National League Rookie of the Year?
I have Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I just think what he's going to do is going to be something that we haven't seen since 1981.
Come in like Fernando?
Yep.
Have a little Fernando mania out there?
Yep.
I don't think that's a bad pick. Don't get me wrong. I actually think Yamamoto is going to finish second in the Rookie of the Year voting. And I know this will make a couple guys that are watching the stream happy, but I think it's going to be Marte from Cincinnati. Noelvi Marte. And I know that'll get you talking, so I'll turn the bus over to you and let you start. But I just, and look, I know a big part of it is, Renegade and Zimmer's, when these guys are talking, they talk about them all the time, so I've heard a lot, so maybe that's why it's fresh in my mind. And I kind of have an aversion to the Dodgers just because they're New York Yankeeing baseball right now and trying to buy everybody. But I'm going with the not stock pick here, so I'm going with Marte.
I mean, what a deal to get him in the Castillo trade. Not only to bulk up the great infield they already have depth-wise and prospect-wise, but this dude's versatile, great defensively. He's going to be a good hitter. I think he's going to be a good all-around hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the pick. I think when you've got the guys surrounded around him too, it'll be good.
Where are these other footsteps at? There he is. There's one. There's two.
Don't worry, the mullet man in a tracksuit's on his way. Where's them footsteps?
It's in the other building.
Though it would have been cool to get the pacifist on our
a crown win pacifist.
Yep.
It'll never top, no matter how much we want it to. It'll never top what Rob and I did that one day.
No.
Getting a win in duos with two guys both getting the pacifist award. That was a level of impressiveness that I don't know that I've ever seen.
I don't know if Zimmer's 51 is still in a chat, but I imagine too Marte's going to have plenty of protection.
I think that team is, as I've said, they're going to be dangerous. I don't know. I mean, look, they're not going to be as dangerous as like the Dodgers are predicted to be. I'm not saying that, but I think they're going to be dangerous and they're going to be a lot of fun. There's a sniper with a 4X. They're going to be a lot of fun for Reds fans to watch this year.
And I can't imagine he's going to hit second right away or anything like that.
So, with that being said, talk to me about the American League, Joe. Who do you got there? Keeping in mind it's Evan Carter and Colt Keith as your 1-2 betting favorites.
All right, well, I'm first going to talk about Colt Keith, who's not my pick.
Oh, really?
I think that he's going to be a very good rookie. Last year he hit 105 times at a game with a hit, 105 times out of 126 games he played between AA and AAA, 37 multi-hit games, 12 three-hit games, 23 two-hit games, a 4-hit game, and a 6-hit game. He's just got a bat. And defensively, they're going to figure it out at second base. You're not very often going to see a 6'3", 4" guy at second base, but you will for the Tigers this year. And that speaks to A.J. Hinch and his comfortableness with guys shifting around and moving around.
Let me ask you a question, actually. That brings up a really good point. How tall is your shortstop? Because you got Javi at short, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know what his height is offhand, and it's like 5'11", I think.
Well, so I'm of the believer that your second baseman should be 5'3", because that's what I do here in Houston when we have Altuve. But where was this shooting at? There's people down here somewhere. I can't find them. I just heard it again.
I heard it too.
But so the reason I was asking is, there was a lot of talk. Oh, there he is. There was a lot of talk about when we had Altuve and Correa and Bregman on the same infield, because the talk was that Bregman was a better shortstop, and so Bregman was supposed to be better at shortstop, and Correa was going to be better at third base. And there was a lot of talk about why they needed to switch those guys and, move them to those positions. And so, A.J. Hinch had said that the reason that he did not do that was because he needed Correa to go and cover so much more ground on relay throws. So if you ever watch, from games from that time, a normal play that a second baseman would be your cutoff guy for, it would be Correa that was out there. Now, he had a better arm, obviously, right, than Altuve, because, dude's got almost a pitcher quality arm. I'm dropping that SMG. But also, you have to have height. I got footsteps in the water. You got to have the height for those throws coming in from the outfield. So that's why he never made that switch. So I was wondering if that was the situation of what was going on in Detroit, why you have such a tall second baseman this time.
Basically, it's your other choices are Zach McKinstry and Andy Ibanez. And they want a real solidified second baseman, so they moved him over from third base. And he's more muscular than he is athletic, so he's not going to cover a huge part of ground. Part of it might be they want him to get comfortable at second because maybe they feel his range at third at the major league level isn't good enough.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not necessarily strategic in matter. It's more that we'll be playing AAA guys at second base without him at second base.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I was just curious about how that was working when you mentioned how tall he was. I didn't realize he was that tall. Because you're right, that's really tall for a second baseman.
And Javi's 6 foot, so I was right. He's actually probably really 5'11", 5'10".
Yeah, I got you.
If he's listed at that. But his swing is 8 feet long.
I don't know what your problem is. I'm pretty sure he is the greatest shortstop in the big league right now. So, you don't agree?
His negative WAR and lower than 6 OPS will tell you different.
By the way, there's a whole bunch of gold down here in the vault. I'm full on gold right now.
He's still still good defensively.
Oh yeah, that's it. And if there's somebody that can make him a viable option in big leagues, it's going to be AJ. I really believe that.
I think he'll be better this year too.
There's a blue frenzy up there too.
You can't be much worse than you were last year.
Au contraire, mon père.
But yeah, I think Colt Keith is going to be a great rookie. But I picked Wyatt Langford out of the first round pick just a year ago. Went with Skeens and Jackson Jobe and a couple other guys that went early. He was the veteran guy that landed to the Texas, I think the Rangers at 5, who's almost ready for baseball. He's 22 years old, so he's ready for the major league level. Last year, he had 360 and 200 at-bats, 10 home runs, and a 480 on-base percentage.
Nice.
So he went to LSU. I think he went to LSU. He was there and was almost ready for baseball right away. The Nationals went with the younger guy in center field, and the Rangers end up benefiting from it. I know they have Evan Carter too, who's probably a favorite for Rookie of the Year.
Footsteps.
One of the top
Footsteps.
3 or 4.
This building.
Time to bull rush.
Oh, he's upstairs. This window.
Oh, he came down on you? Oh, you went in on him. Oops.
Nope, you're good.
But yep, Wyatt Langford is impressing in camp right now. They asked Mike Maddox, who's the most skilled guy you've seen so far in camp this year, and he didn't say a pitcher's name. He said Wyatt Langford. He's really weak, Mike.
Where'd he go?
He's right by the shot.
His teammate's coming. Ah, that was terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Well, I've got Junior Camaro, from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, the outfielder. I think he's going to win it, just because Tampa always seems to do shit like that. The guy can't pick up that crown. He's dumb.
Yep.
But I have him winning it over Evan Carter. That's my number 2.
See, I forgot to mention too, and we kind of talked about him, but I could also say Paul Skeens comes up in May or June.
Yep.
And makes 15 starts, and they're unbelievable, and Pirates are in contention. I could see him winning Rookie of the Year as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I've been saying it all along, and you know this, that I'm really high on him. So I would not be surprised to see him take it in the National League. Now, let me see here. So we covered that one. All right, so our next one we're going to go on to, we're going to start talking big names. Next is going to be the Cy Young winners. All right, so again, I'll give you your betting favorites. So in the American League, number 1 is Garrett Cole, and number 2 is Kevin Gausman from Toronto. And in the National League, it's Spencer Strider 1 and Zach Wheeler from Philly is number 2.
Really?
Yep. That article that I read these out of, I got it off of, it said it was updated this morning, so I'm going with that.
Oh, I believe it. It's just surprising that Zach Wheeler would be the number 2.
Yep. All right, where are we going this time? We went out to the compound a couple of times. You want to go somewhere different?
Sure. Oops, let's go to Ruined. Instead of pinning, I jumped out of the butt.
I see that. Let me chase you down now.
I gotta talk to Odyssey anyways.
There you go. Which actually, it's kind of ironic that you're coming here, because if you're following me on TikTok or Instagram or Twitch or YouTube or Kick, you should see the clip from yesterday where we had a pretty epic little strap pulled out of here. You had somebody land on you, by the way. Well, that worked out well. I'm not even down yet, and I don't have a gun.
Oh, man.
Oh, good. I had a pump and a pistol. So that's some L's in the chat. So we'll try that again. Maybe Joe won't jump off the bus on me. We're not going to clip that one, by the way, because that wasn't nearly as good as the fight yesterday. But, yeah, so those are your 4 betting favorites. So, following the same way that we've done this before, who do you have as your National League Cy Young winner this year?
All right, so you know I hinted at Fernando Mania.
Yep.
I'm taking Yoshinobu Yamamoto to also win the Cy Young, becoming the second player in baseball history to ever win the Cy Young and Rookie of the Year in the same year.
Gee, who was the first?
Fernando.
I just got a copyright strike for you singing that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I just think his litter is so nasty.
He's a damn good pick. I'll start by saying this, right? And he's going to have what I believe to be a really big advantage, because he's going to end up, if he pitches well, he's going to have a lot of wins credited to him because of that team. So I don't see that as a bad pick at all. So I'm not faulting you there, but again, I'm trying to stay away from the Dodgers because I don't believe that they should be rewarded for buying all of Major League Baseball. So I'm going to go with a name that's recently been injured. He's coming back. I went with Max Fried from Atlanta, with Zach Wheeler finishing second.
Okay.
Let's go up here towards Zimmer 51's favorite spot. Yeah, and I think, if I remember right, I think Max Fried was somewhere around like 7th on the betting list when I was looking at it, but I think he's going to have a bounce back year, but he does have the advantage of obviously a really good team around him. Where I worry is Strider going to have a good year, and does he take votes away from him again? Or do they even go so far as to say, you know, they had a pretty equal year, we didn't reward Strider last year, so he gets makeup votes. But I think Fried's going to have a big year for Atlanta.
I could see it. I think the toughest part for those pitchers is pitching in the NL East. But the Braves pitchers have come time and time again to prove that that doesn't matter. You know, another dark horse. I could see Chris Sale putting together something. The question is, could he maintain something for a whole season?
Well, if you go by what they said after his first outing in the spring, apparently he's looking really good right now already. So.
You know, typically, never mind, I'll wait because there's 100 people.
Real players too.
Ah! Oh, wow.
He's on the roof.
The big one.
Don't mess with me and Joe.
I got the card.
There you go. I got your back, buddy. You're okay.
Thank you.
And then you dance on him.
Oh, this one's right here, not in the house.
No, it's out back, yeah. Hey, the good news is you know, you got knocked and revived just like you asked for.
There you go. The Cy Young is usually the guys too that win that are at plus 1500. It's usually not the guys that are the favorites.
Hey, let me get that. Oh, you need it.
years.
Go ahead, take that med kit. Yep.
So I like the guys like Max Fried and Yamamoto who are not favorites in the Cy Young race because they're usually the guys that win it over the last 10 years.
Fair enough.
You know, the Blake Snells over Strider.
So,
Who before last year, Blake Snell, I can't imagine he was a favorite to win.
I honestly don't know who it was last season. I've done forgot.
It was Blake Snell with the Padres.
No, I know who won it last year. I'm saying I don't remember who was the favorite before last season.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing Strider.
So, who is your American League pick then?
So this is my homer pick.
Oh, really? See, I thought it was going to be Rookie of the Year. So, who's your homer pick?
Eric Skubal with the Detroit Tigers, left-hander. I talked about him as most entertaining to watch. This guy's an up-and-coming ace just waiting to happen. He already has those numbers, and I think this year the nation's going to get to see him a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, he's still. I looked at Vegas odds too before we got on.
Yep.
He's not
I'm
in the
driving to
top
my
five,
spot, so take the car. But yeah, go ahead.
He's not in the top 5, but he's definitely on list in the top 10.
No, I'll believe that. Yeah.
Could win the Cy Young. So I think he's going to have a tremendous year, especially if the Tigers contend. I just see him putting together ultimate strikeout numbers, having great control, and just being the guy that everybody's like, yeah, it's obvious. And the AL's not like I'm sorry, and maybe it's just some type of bias I have towards the guy, but I don't see Garrett Cole winning a Cy Young this season.
I'm not a big believer in Cole getting it either. So I don't think it's him. I understand that he finally won one, and you know, hey, look, I'm much more on point with Garrett Cole being a great pitcher now than he was when he first came to Houston. I think he's definitely a better pitcher now than when he was when we first got him. But I think he's going to get overlooked and overshadowed a little bit. So I actually went with Pablo Lopez from Minnesota as my Cy Young Award winner in the American League.
That's a good one.
You know, he's had a couple really good years surrounding, what was it, Tommy John surgery, I think 2 or 3 years ago now. He's starting to come back. And, I mean, obviously you're still going to take it a little easy on him. But he has the advantage of he's going to face a really weak division a lot. and I think he's going to be able to pad some stats that way. So yeah, I went with him, and my dark horse / number 2 is another guy whose name we haven't really mentioned other than in a trade earlier. I think number 2 is Luis Castillo from Seattle.
Yeah, definitely.
He's nasty, man. He is nasty, and
he was especially nasty at the end of the year in Seattle after being traded.
Mm-hmm. So you give him a year up in Seattle. What the hell? That was weird.
Another guy. He's probably a George Kirby. The year he had last year in Seattle too. I could see somebody in Seattle winning that.
That was a weird bot there, by the way. He was standing on top of the bounty board. I guess he thought I wouldn't be able to see him because he was John Cena. You can have that. I got one.
I'm all about getting you copyright strikes, aren't I?
But I think in the American League, though, and sorry, trying to continue my thought as I'm looting up and running around here. I think in the American League, there are a lot of legitimate contenders, and I would go so far as to say, I think preseason, this early in spring, there are more potential Cy Young winners in the American League than there are in the National League, only on the basis of there are so many great pitchers in the American League. I dropped a blue nemesis right there for you too, by the way.
That, and there's not a clear, concise top 3 or 4.
Yep.
I mean, we didn't even mention Dylan Cease.
Right?
Or any of the guys in Texas, or
Fromber here in Houston.
Or, Fromber Valdez is unbelievable. Pitcher's such a hard one to predict, though.
It is. Well, it's, the downside with the pitching and this is a whole different debate, obviously, but like wins and losses as a pitcher is such a convoluted stat that I
just had a Buckeye BVO loadout for a second there.
6 shotgun.
No, I had a Renegade loadout.
Oh.
4 ARs and a shotgun.
Where are you? You're still out in Classy?
Oh, I was looting, bro. AKA, I went the wrong way because I was talking and didn't watch where you're going.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm used to that. You got people?
I thought I saw people, but it might have just been this sign that's shining. One of those place the sign things.
Oh, yeah, one of the quest signs.
You're just over this mountain, aren't you?
I'm right beside you.
Oh! Got the dust bag.
There's a bounty or a medallion that's running right up here to where the supply drop is, this cache. I don't have a sniper this game.
I don't either, but I got a scope on my AR.
I don't see anybody.
Is he at the gravesite area?
Yeah, he's got to be somewhere over in here.
Yeah, he's in the building.
Oh, yeah, I think I just saw someone.
Just got him. Hit him for a little bit.
Now, Joe, I'm going to ask this. Why in the hell did you just fire a shot there?
Because I hit him twice. And stand right out in the open. was dumb. That were dumb.
I couldn't throw my damn shockwave. So I'll ask again, Joe, why the hell did you shoot at him?
Oh, my bad. Well, I had taken your I don't have a scope as we should shoot.
No, what that means is, hey, I can't fight this guy long range.
And I thought I could with my AR. And I thought it was one guy. And then, not only did I do that, I pushed.
So here's the thing, because obviously we have some play in the game style that we've been playing right now. So we're going to go ahead and move on to MVP. So most valuable player, as we know.
Knock Please Revive is going to hit 320 with 40 dingers and have a 1.107 OPS.
There we go. All right, so to break down the American League and National League MVPs, betting favorites right now, 1 and 2, are Aaron Judge and Juan Soto of the American League.
Shocking.
And 1-2 in the National League is, you want to take any bets on it? Let me just ask you this. Who do you think it is?
Acuna and it's a Dodger. I just don't. Shohei.
So, as of this morning, it was Acuna 1, Mookie Betts 2, and Freddie Freeman 3. Yep. That's why I was laughing. I was kind of chuckling to myself thinking, all right, is he going to get this one or not?
I knew it was a Dodger. I just didn't know which one it was.
So, is it a Dodger that wins it in your mind, or is it someone else that wins it in the National League?
I have no reason to think that it's not Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, I'll be damned. That's the first time this whole day that you and I have agreed on one. I have Acuna winning it too.
Even if he regresses 10% from last year.
If he regresses 10%, he still hits 35 dongs and steals 60 bases.
Yes.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm not arguing with you there.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I had Acuna as 1, and then I have Bryce Harper as my 2.
I don't typically, if I do, I like doing small bets. I'm not a gambler, but I'll do the stupid little DraftKings bets or whatever. I'm not a favorites guy, but this one I would vote favorite all day, every day. The only thing, though, is that I think I knocked a real player.
Nice.
Maybe not. But they killed somebody. I like the question in my voice, like I've never knocked a real player before.
I wasn't going to call that out, but you know, you do you. You do you, boo. Hold on, don't break any more of those.
Okay.
Here you go. And then I got 2 barrels here if you want to come over here for them. I didn't even run into the main building yet. Did you go in here?
Nope, not yet.
Alright. There's a blue frenzy here if you want one.
Yes, sir.
Here.
You want to get by these 2 barrels real quick?
I got jizz juice right here I'm going to use.
Oh, okay.
You can have that,
Ooh, can I
Nemesis.
take that?
Yep, that's why I marked it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think Harper's going to be 2, but I think it's Acuna. So I think we have some agreement there finally. But what about in the home league of both your Tigers and my Astros? Who's going to be the American League MVP?
I'm going Aaron Judge, just because Juan Soto's already slated to hit second in the order.
Did they announce that? I thought they said that Judge was going to hit second and Soto was hitting third. Or did I have it backwards?
I think it's backwards.
Okay.
Though you might be right, because Aaron Boone hit Judge second all year last year and the year before. So that might be what it is. So what I'll say is I'll take the guy that hits third in the order for the Yankees.
Whichever one of them it is, huh?
Yep, yeah.
Who in the hell is down here shooting at me?
Here I am downtown by myself, and there she was. Oh, I hear the meat tenderizer going off.
That's not me. I only knocked one.
Oh, it's not?
No, so if there's another one around here, I don't know where he is.
Got you up here somewhere. Yep, found him. Dang it! It never fails.
Light that fire when I get you up.
I missed my first shot. Oh, someone coming, Mike.
Where?
Right in front of you.
Oh yeah, there he is. That wasn't very smart on him. They did drop med kits and pots over here if you want them.
Perfect.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll protect you.
Thank goodness somebody will.
They're,
I'm not doing it.
they're shooting in Hazy, by the way.
Okay.
Alright, well, so I'll tell you, I went with, in the American League for MVP, I actually have Judge or Soto, whichever one is that's going to be, but I have them as the runner-up because I think
I got footsteps.
the AL MVP, unfortunately, is going to be Corey Seager.
Okay, I like that pick.
I just see that, as we talked about, I think Texas is going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the American League West, but I think they'll make the playoffs. Corey Seager's been one of, if not the best player in baseball. I got footsteps.
It's just one guy.
He dropped a blue frenzy for you up here, by the way.
I got one.
Okay.
My bot dropped a blue sniper.
Oh, nice. I actually don't have a sniper yet.
Oh, dang, I wish I knew that because I had a green one and I left it down there.
No, that's alright.
It was a 2x anyways. I want to take the shield.
Give me something good. Hey, that works. I got my sniper. Again, there's more gold down here if you want it.
Yes, I do.
We haven't went anywhere to buy anything, and needless to say, my gold is full. And there's gold here too. Since I don't have to buy the turtle things anymore, it's a lot easier.
Right.
But yeah, so I like I said, I think it's going to be Seager. I don't want to say I think Texas is going to be good because I would rather they're terrible as an Astros fan. But they're oh, I got more footsteps in here.
Sure would make life a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yep. Where's this bot at? There he is. Come here, little boy. Got him. Yeah, it would definitely make life easier as an Astros fan if I didn't have to worry about the Rangers, but I don't think we're that lucky. Okay, you're here. I was gonna say I heard footsteps, but I wasn't getting an indicator. I was starting to get a little worried. I will, though, say at this time, I will remind anybody that's watching, because we got quite a few people here in the channel. If you look over in that corner, you should see the link on Twitch to go to Knocked Please Revive's Twitch account. Go give him some love and a follow. And then you'll also see a couple of the guys that we usually play later at night and or the weekends with, even though they're usually in our chat. You'll see Zimmer's 51 and Zimma's Twitch pages there. They're also a big part of the BGSM Gaming, Bad Gaming, Sports and More Ron's family, so make sure you give them a like and a follow. Throw a little plug out there for you, Joe. I got you, dog. Splashbot is not here, by the way. So somebody real has been through here. Probably that bounty that we have. Where are you?
Before I realized I was muted, I was telling the peeps, say it's a Wednesday. You're having a terrible day. You just want some comedic relief. Come to twitch.com/knockpleaserevive and just watch my gameplay for 3 minutes. And you'll see 3 things funny, and you'll realize you're not the worst Fortnite player of all time.
I will tell you, Joe, some of your Twitch and TikToks and those kind of things are some of the best things I've ever seen.
I appreciate that.
I can't tell. Are these bosses?
What's cool about
I think
us
they're
talking and
real.
stuff? Yeah, I think they are too. Well, maybe.
Yep, they said they left the medallion right at the door.
All right.
Yep, they just threw out a turret too. Oh my God! Nice shot. Nice shot. I was just barely peeking. He caught me with a headshot. He threw a turret down in there.
So don't go down yet.
Yeah, don't go down yet. Oh wow, that's a whole different team. Hit your shots, kids!
So let the real good players take them out.
Well, they're coming after you, I guarantee you, so...
Well, there's some shooting! There's some shooting, Mike! They're getting attacked! I'm coming down to get your card!
As you run into the damn wall. I just told you there's a turret there, Joe. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
We out, son!
Well done. Well done, Joe.
Alright, do we hit this revival?
I think you have to.
Alright, let's do it.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? We load into another game?
We're always 3 seconds from that anyways.
That's very true.
All right. Come on.
I will tell you this, though, Joe. I'm really excited because tomorrow is Trivia Tuesday here on the stream.
Oh, goodness.
So I've been trying to gather up any good trivia stuff that I can come up with.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be able to get you.
I know you're going to be able to get me. All right. I think there's a blue frenzy in there, Mike.
All right.
And there's a green striker.
I got a blue one from the thing. Because before we went over there, I popped the cache. There's minis there I marked for you, and I've got a big pot. I'll bring these to you since I noticed you're low.
Nice toss, bro. All right, I need the little guy.
Ah, yes,
They're
the
coming.
little guy.
They're on hot pursuit, I'm sure.
Where was that frenzy at? Do you remember?
It might have been in the shed. Oh, I picked it up. No, I didn't die. I'm so used to dying.
Alright.
Purple nemesis. I'll take that. If you want the blue nemesis.
I got a blue
Storm Center.
striker.
Here, I'll give you this blue once we get over it out of storm. I'll give you this blue frenzy.
I got a blue pump for right now, so keep it because you're going to need a shotgun.
You know what? I think I did pick it up because I dropped my blue frenzy for the grapple when I was just trying to get out of dodge.
It's okay. Alright, where are you at? You're out in the lake?
I'm in the middle island right now.
Yep.
I thought I saw somebody flying, but oh nope, it's feathers.
I'll say I just bounced.
Somebody just hit a rift.
Yep. Alright, moving over towards the gas station. So, Joe, as we're doing this game here, it's getting to be about 4 o'clock. It's typically the end of our stream time. As we're going to the end of this game here, any final thoughts on baseball that you want to bring up before we do end the stream here in a little bit?
I think we're
There's a
gonna
medallion coming.
I think we're going to see a little bit better pitching this year. We'll see. I think we'll see the continued progression back towards more 80s, 90s baseball. And I always like to leave with this thought on baseball. Rob Manfred, you can retire now. You don't have to wait for 5 years.
I would love to see him leave.
Going back to our Hall of Fame conversation, Rob Manfred will get in before Barry Bonds.
Isn't that crazy? They're just over that hill. That hill.
I see him.
I just don't have a sniper or anything. That means I don't have anything to fight him with, Joe. So let him get closer before we engage.
All right. Oops. Oh, wait, there's my sniper.
Or not. Where was that? Oh, they're coming off the dam.
was trying to drop you my sniper. Somebody's drifting in, Mike.
They're here right now. Wow, that was ugly.
That was bad. I tried to hit the square button to give you my sniper. Next time I'll move closer to you. Holy.
All right, well, I went back to the lobby.
All right.
So basically, I think you're right. I think it'll be a lot more interesting for baseball this year. The one thing where I don't know if it'll be more like 90s style baseball, because I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like in the 90s we had started to lose the speed in the base paths, and all the pitching went towards velocity. Like it started to push up to velocity. You know, it went from, you know, the Greg Maddux to the, you know, Joel Zamaya kind of a push in that decade. I think you're going to have the speed on the base pass. Obviously, you're going to have a lot more base runners and excitement there, but it's still the velocity on the pitching side of things. It's not quite the pinpoint throw the ball to a 2-inch target like you had with some of those guys. So I think it's kind of like I don't know, is there like a middle ground between the two of them? Yeah.
It's a blend.
I think it'll be interesting to see if you can get somebody that can throw some of these, you know, that not so much throwing 100 miles an hour, but can also have, you know, the success as a pitcher. I don't know that there's anybody in the bigs right now that would be able to do that, but I wonder if that's coming. You know what I mean?
I think we'll see that with development in this game. I mean, when you look and tell me you've watched baseball like me for years.
Yep.
I don't think there's ever been a better talent pool in baseball than there is now.
Real quick, just as we're getting ready to get out of here, Abundance 10, thanks for the follow on Kick. I just saw that, so thank you. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't remember a talent pool that was deeper than this talent pool, considering the current generation, the up-and-coming generation, and the veterans that are still here from the previous generation. I know the numbers show, like, right now they're in the game, nobody close to 500 home runs or 3,000 hits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But talent-wise, it's unbelievable what's on the field right now.
Oh, yeah. And as a baseball fan, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
You know, and you and I have kind of talked about this in the past, not necessarily on this show here, but, you know, just in normal conversation. And baseball's finally getting back to this, I feel like. You and I and a couple other people are able to go in there and we can turn on a game that's not our team and just have it playing in the background, go do what you got to do, and just kind of watch and listen to baseball. And it could just be, I mean, it could be the Devil Rays and the Athletics, right?
Yep.
And I feel like for the first time in a couple of years now, those kind of games are exciting enough that you're going to watch them. They're not going to necessarily hold your interest like, you know, in your case, watching the Tigers or me watching an Astros game or
pitch by pitch.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you're not going to, you know, and then obviously there's some exciting teams overall that you're going to watch. Like, I have a natural affinity for watching the Reds and watching the Cleveland Guardians, right? And, you know, if the Dodgers are on, you're probably going to watch it a little more closely. You may not be living and dying with each pitch, but you'll watch it a little more closely because of the great talent that's on the field. But the talent top to bottom throughout the big leagues, there's probably less than 4 teams that are just absolute trash as far as what they're going to have on the field this year on paper.
Even the Miami Marlins are exciting.
Well, they went out and signed the best second baseman towards shortstop / punching bag in the big leagues this year. So let's give them some credit. They've earned that.
Oh, and by the way, several of the guys that are some of the best talents in the game are still unsigned.
I know, isn't that crazy?
So we're going to see some late movement that will make some teams even more exciting.
It's really interesting that the Boris Four are still not signed.
Well, one of them is.
Who?
Bellinger.
Well, he was a part of the Boris Five.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I said Boris Four.
Yeah, I forgot there is 5.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I know there's a lot of talk of Snell going to the Yankees, which whatever. I if I'm Blake Snell, I don't want to make that move. But it is interesting that there is so much talent that's still not signed.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things I thought was really cool, I don't know if you've seen this on the Instagram page for, I believe it was MLB Network that did it, but they had a post of all of the familiar names that'll be in the dugouts as coaches this year. And, obviously they had like Mattingly in Toronto and Grady Sizemore in Chicago. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah, no, Grady Sizemore in Chicago in a White Sox uniform is absolutely wrong. But it was a cool post to see.
Right. And Rocco Baldelli.
Partly because we're old, so.
Yeah, that just makes you feel that much more older, too.
Oh, it's so bad. I was actually trying to look to see if I can find it. I can't find it right now.
One of the guys we're familiar with that's 97 years old, and Tony La Russa is not still in the game.
Yeah. But even Dusty Baker is now a special advisor to the Giants. and a move that I will never be able to explain, Ron Washington got another managerial job, and he's the manager of the Angels. Like, come on.
I like him, though.
Really? I don't have any level of baseball fandom respect for Ron Washington. He's never managed my team, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's a good manager.
I don't know if he's a good manager, but he's a really good coach.
Oh, great coach.
I don't know how. See, he's had this chance 2 or 3 times. He did well with Texas. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but yeah, I mean, there are a lot of names that we're familiar with. Craig Counsell played when we were kids. Dave Roberts played when we were kids.
Yep.
Aaron Boone. Alex Cora.
It's funny you say when we were kids, but Dave Roberts was on the Red Sox in, what was that, 04 when they made the comeback on the Yankees? Yeah, yep. I was 4 years out of high school, so the kids thing.
Okay. I was a junior in high school at that point.
But then again, I'm old, and if you're watching the stream, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a whole lot of gray in this big old beard that I've got. So
Stephen Vogt, Scott Service.
Oh yeah.
David Bell.
So many of them. But it's the same thing in the NFL, though. I mean, how many of these guys that are, moving into the head coaching rank now, they're coordinators and stuff. Obviously, all the position coaches, they're all guys that played when we were, in our teens and 20s. I mean, even here in Houston, you look, and I'm not a Texans fan, but their coach was here in 2009? He was a player.
A.J. Hinch was a minor league player for the Tigers in 2003.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's always some type of connection.
Yep. But it's exciting as a baseball fan for sure. So I'm looking forward to the season start. And I'll be honest with you, I'm so excited when I can flip through all the different apps and streaming channels and whatever, and I'm starting to see baseball highlights again. So
I got my MLB.TV renewed today. I got MLB.TV installed on the PS5. I'm ready.
all set. All right, Joe, any last words to leave the fans with before we go?
Just remember, when knocked, please revive.
Just remember, that's a pretty common occurrence, so you'll have plenty of chances to do it.
How many times in your life since we played, I'll leave you with this thought, and Mike will have the parting shot. How many times in our, less than 6 months playing together?
Mm-hmm.
Because I just started playing, 6 months ago? Is that accurate?
That's about that, right? Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer. How many times have you pushed the square button while I was on my forelimbs?
Oh, my God. Way more than the number of crown wins I have. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you might have had 69 in one game once.
But all right, well, on that note, I am going to go ahead and get out of here. It's starting to get ready for dinner time for us, so I will see y'all later. Make sure you hit the like, follow buttons, check out all of our social medias, and thanks for following. Later.
Peace.